Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Andrew Lozak, Senior Director of Environmental Health, Pandemic Preparedness, and Catastrophic Response at NACCHO.
Welcome to the closing session of the 2015 Preparedness Summit. This year's summit has been particularly memorable as the 10th annual Preparedness Summit, and wow, what a week it's been. Over 100 poster presentations. Over 100 poster sessions and nearly 140 sessions certainly kept everybody busy and buzzy. Throughout the week, I heard from many of you about the importance of the Preparedness Summit and how you look forward to coming here year after year to learn best practices, connect with your colleagues, stay informed on the latest developments, and most importantly, re-energize and share our passion for what we do every day. Over the past 10 years, we've seen the Preparedness Summit grow to what it is today, the largest gathering of its kind. Throughout the week, we saw some key themes emerge in the comment cards, and we want to reflect on those because we're always looking for ways to make your conference experience better. So one of the new items that we tried this year was a completely revamped conference app. This new app allows you to create your own schedule, connect with conference participants, download poster presentations, and even download the PowerPoint presentation. In total, 1,074 of you downloaded the app this week, and many of you seem to find it useful. A total of 421,831 PowerPoint presentations you downloaded. Isn't that crazy? Come on! And over 1,000 poster presentations you downloaded. With this app, long are the days if you happen to go up to the poster presentation and snap a photo, you can just download it right to the app and you've got it. It's unbelievable. So, given the feedback and the functionality and all the great stuff the app does, expect to see that one coming back next year. Fred the Preparedness Dog was also a really big hit this year. Most importantly, I think Fred was included in more summit selfies than anyone. We really appreciate Fred and Michael making the trek out from Kansas, and we really wish them a safe travels back home. We'll be following their trip on Twitter. Based on feedback we received last year, this year we opted to include a total of 14 demonstration sessions. These sessions were designed to be interactive, engaging, and allow you to get hands-on experiences with the tools and resources. Nearly 700 of you signed up to participate in these sessions. Given the popularity and the feedback, we will definitely be looking at ways to expand these offerings next year, so stay tuned for more information. Last year, we added amateur radio to the Preparedness Summit, and it generated a lot of discussion and momentum. Since last year, amateur radio has been a hot topic for many of us, and it's been a frequent topic on the MRC Connect platform. A few short months ago, the Public Health Amateur Radio Club was established as a place for public health professionals with an interest in amateur radio to convene. Since being established in December, the club has grown to nearly 100 members. I'm really happy to announce this week 14 individuals have successfully passed their FCC examination and are leaving the summit and returning to their jurisdiction as licensed amateur radio operators. How about that, huh? We also partnered with the Georgia Tech Amateur Radio Club this week and operated a special event station which allowed amateur radio operators from around the world to make contact with the summit. In total, nearly 900 amateur radio operators contacted the summit, representing all 50 states and over 30 countries. It's clear to you that amateur radio is of interest to many of us, and we'll be working to ensure amateur radio is incorporated in the future Preparedness Summits. And finally, and most importantly, thank you for all the comments and feedback, and all of you that let your voices be heard. And agreed with me that clearly this dress is blue and black. In the spirit of continuous quality improvement, I'm asking you to please help us make the Preparedness Summit even better. This is our conference after all. So you'll should be receiving an email today with a link to the conference evaluation. Please take the time and share your experience with us. I promise you that each and every evaluation does get reviewed, and your feedback is accurate. Over the last few years, social media has played a large role here at the Preparedness Summit, and this year was no exception. But we do have a lot of fun with it, and occasionally I may send out a tweet or two. We're hoping to introducing you to a new mode of communication and helping you to get familiar with it in a comfortable and safe environment. We live in a rapidly changing world. Technology is moving at light speed. In this new world, there are new opportunities and new ways to connect with our community. Consider that right now there are more cell phones in use than there are toothbrushes. I don't know what that says about us. The new figures just out from the Pew Research Center continue to tell the story. Now, 64% of American adults own a smartphone. That's up from 35% in 2011. The use of technology by teenagers has also dramatically increased, with nearly 3/4 of teens having or having access to a smartphone, and 92% of teens going online daily. These figures paint a picture of change in our communities and how they ultimately access, use, and expect information, especially in disasters. So we appreciate all of you that tweeted this week or taught someone how to tweet. This year we had nearly 6,000 tweets with over 600 people tweeting, many of which came from our top tweeter this year, Kate Murphy of Sacramento, California, better known as Clerk Disaster. Congratulations, Kate. Clerk Disaster. We have a special prize waiting for you at the registration desk. For those of you that are still learning, and those of you that are now veteran tweeters, the conversation doesn't end here. I invite you to join our colleagues at Public Health Talks for their 3rd annual Preparedness Summer Twitter Chat Recap this coming Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern. You can join the conversation by simply adding hashtag PubHT to your tweets. So we look forward to seeing many of you on the Twitter chat. So let's talk a little bit about next year. We're taking the summit on the road next year, and we'll be going to beautiful Dallas, Texas, for the 11th annual Preparedness Summit on April 19th through the 22nd. Next year's theme is Planning Today for Rebuilding Tomorrow, focusing on resiliency and recovery in the 21st century. I'm very excited to be focused on resiliency and recovery next year. And events again this year reminded us that there is still so much to do after the lights and sirens of the initial response have been turned off and the media has gone away. So please get your creative juices flowing, and we'll be announcing abstracts should be opening around August. So stay tuned for more information on that as well. Speaking of resiliency, I had the chance to talk to many of you this week about the future of our profession. Between staff turnover and the number of very, very experienced individuals who are about ready to retire, you are. We also need to be thinking about the resiliency of our workforce. For the first time ever this year, we conducted a new Preparedness Coordinators Training Workshop. This pre-conference workshop was open to preparedness coordinators with less than 2 years of experience and provided an opportunity to learn about the basics of public health preparedness and also begin to develop a network with peers from across the country. In total, 36 mentees were paired with 9 mentors representing 46 jurisdictions across 21 states. Just as our colleagues in police and fire have their training academies, with this effort, we have taken the first steps towards creating our own Public Health Preparedness Academy, something that you and I know that we both truly need. We have a very terrific closing panel coming up, and I know that many of you will be heading home directly after the panel ends. So I want to take a moment and say thank you to the folks who made this conference possible. I want to thank you to the Preparedness Summit Planning Committee, the NACCHO staff, conference managers, meeting staff, and all of our exhibitors, sponsors, and presenters throughout the week, and most importantly, all of you. It truly wouldn't be the Preparedness Summit without you all here. So I really appreciate your attendance, and please give yourself a round of applause. I also want to send a special thank you and a shout out to my colleague and friend Laura Bisadecki. Laura stepped up in many, many ways, worked long, long hours, fought with me many, many times to make this Preparedness Summit the best it's ever been. And thank you very much, Laura. Really appreciate it. You know, working in preparedness is more than just a job. It's a calling. Dedicating yourself to service, working to protect your communities, putting yourself at risk, and putting the needs of others ahead of the needs of yourself define our profession. I want to tell you that whether you're working in preparedness as a volunteer, part-time employee, or a full-time employee, what you do makes a difference. Your efforts every day are appreciated. That's something that we don't hear enough, and we don't tell each other. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you do each and every day. In that spirit, I'm asking the 2016 Preparedness Summit Planning Committee to consider establishing a preparedness award program that will be held in conjunction with the summit. This program would allow us to recognize the many innovators and contributors to our field and increase awareness of the many outstanding programs, efforts, and initiatives throughout the nation. So let's look for more details on that. This past year has certainly been full of challenges, and Ebola has definitely kept us and continues to keep us occupied. Our final panel of the 2015 Preparedness Summit is entitled When Health Threats Hit Home, a case study on the state and local response to Ebola. Moderating this final panel is Dr. Stephen Redd. Dr. Edmund Redd is the Director of the Office of Public Health Preparedness and Response at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. In his role, Dr. Redd is responsible for all of CDC's public health preparedness and response activities, and his office provides strategic direction, support, and coordination of these activities across CDC, as well as the interface with local, state, tribal, national, territorial, and international public health entities. I've had the great privilege of working with Dr. Redd for many years in his prior role as the Director of CDC's Influenza Coordination Unit, where he and his team directed CDC's efforts to prepare for and respond to pandemic influenza. I know many of you are familiar with the great work of the Influenza Coordination Unit, from their innovative Flu on Call project to their work building and strengthening relationships between public health and pharmacists. Dr. Redd has more than 29 years of continuous service as a commissioned officer and has undertaken work as diverse as investigating outbreaks of Legionnaire's disease, to devising treatment strategies for malaria in Africa, to leading efforts to eliminate measles from the United States. It's truly an honor to have Dr. Redd with us today. We are delighted that he is leading the efforts at CDC's Office of Public Health Preparedness and Response. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Dr. Stephen.
Good morning, everybody. When you agreed to moderate the final session in a 4-day meeting, you're never quite sure what's going to happen. And I want to just recognize how many people are here and what a commitment you're showing to preparedness and what responsibility that puts on us as the panel to provide a real capstone to the meeting. I don't think it would be possible to have a more distinguished panel to talk about Ebola than the one that we've assembled. We have perspectives from the state level, the city level, the medical center level, and then from the individual provider level. Before I introduce the panelists, though, I'd like to just provide a little bit of food for thought in what we have to do in preparing for public health emergencies. And I'd like you to just think about 3 different dilemmas that we face. I think that human beings are able to hold contradictory ideas simultaneously, and I think a lot of the work that we do in preparedness requires us to do that. The first dilemma is that we know that the day-to-day public health system is the foundation for being able to have a great response to a public health emergency. But we also know that that's not enough. We need to be able to take that existing public health system and do something that we don't do every day, respond to a specific event and to surge that system. So we have that dilemma between the day-to-day system and knowing that we have to do something that we don't do every day. The second dilemma is that